When we decide to stay up all night, we are fighting against our body's natural circadian rhythms. The circadian rhythm is the internal clock that regulates various physiological processes over a 24-hour cycle. It tells us when it's time to sleep, when it's time to wake up, and even controls the release of hormones like melatonin, which helps induce sleep. Light is a crucial factor in this process, as our eyes detect the decrease in natural light as the sun sets, signaling the brain that night is coming. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Doing this, you help our channel to grow and reach more people. Melatonin, produced by the pineal gland in the brain, is primarily responsible for preparing the body for sleep. As light diminishes, melatonin production increases, making us more relaxed and prone to sleep. This process is perfectly synchronized to ensure that the body is ready to rest at the end of the day, recovering and preparing for the next. However, when we force our body to stay awake beyond this natural time, melatonin production is interrupted, and this can have profound effects on our health. The impact of disrupting the circadian rhythm is not just a matter of feeling tired the next day. Studies show that sleep deprivation can affect essential biological processes such as immune function, cell regeneration, and hormonal regulation. This explains why, after a sleepless night, people often experience symptoms such as headaches, excessive tiredness, and even changes in appetite. The brain becomes out of sync, affecting the way it processes information and maintains balance. Additionally, sleep deprivation can result in misalignment between your internal clock and conventional schedules, like work and study hours. This misalignment can lead to a range of long-term complications, such as chronic insomnia and other sleep disorders. The result is a constant feeling of being out of phase, which hinders cognitive performance and the ability to make sound decisions. Instead of ignoring the body's natural cycle, the key to a healthy and productive life is aligning with these circadian rhythms. This means creating a conducive sleep environment, establishing a regular sleep routine, and, whenever possible, respecting the natural signals of the body to rest. When this is done, the body and mind function more efficiently, and physical and mental recovery becomes more complete. How caffeine and adenosine interfere with the body when we are sleep deprived. The brain naturally begins to release adenosine, a chemical substance that accumulates throughout the day. Adenosine is responsible for making us increasingly tired, as it binds to specific receptors in the brain, reducing our ability to stay alert. This sensation of sleepiness is the body's signal that it's time to rest, allowing the brain and body to regenerate. However, when you decide to stay up late and study, many people turn to caffeine to counteract the effects of adenosine. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors, preventing the brain from receiving the signal that it needs rest. This provides a temporary boost of energy, making you feel more alert, but this effect is limited. The impact of caffeine on the brain can be contradictory. While caffeine is effective at giving a burst of energy, it can also cause nervousness, anxiety, and insomnia once the initial effect wears off. One of the main reasons caffeine is not a definitive solution for sleep deprivation is that it alters the brain's chemistry in a way that can hinder your ability to sleep later. Although caffeine can keep you awake, it interferes with the quality of sleep when you finally try to rest. This happens because by blocking adenosine, the brain can't go through the natural process of falling asleep and relaxing. Moreover, caffeine has a prolonged effect on the body. Even if you consume coffee or energy drinks in the morning, caffeine can stay in the system for hours, affecting your ability to fall asleep at night. For someone who is already sleep deprived, this only exacerbates the cycle of insomnia and fatigue. Over time, excessive caffeine consumption can lead to dependence, where the body becomes reliant on the substance to stay alert, creating a vicious cycle of sleep deprivation and caffeine consumption. Instead of turning to caffeine as a solution for sleep deprivation, a more effective approach would be to establish a consistent and healthy sleep routine. This includes avoiding caffeine at the end of the day and adopting relaxation techniques such as meditation, reading, or warm baths, which help promote natural, restorative sleep. Memory consolidation and lack of sleep. When you sleep, the brain is not simply shut off. During sleep, the brain goes through several essential stages for recovery and processing the day's experiences. One of these stages is memory consolidation, a vital process in which the information you learned throughout the day is transferred from the hippocampus, where it is temporarily stored, to the neocortex, where it is archived for the long term. If you stay awake all night, this consolidation process is interrupted. Instead of transferring short-term information to long-term memory, your brain remains on hold, struggling to process and organize memories effectively. The result is a failure to retain complex information or learn efficiently. This explains why many people have difficulty recalling facts or details after a sleepless night. Moreover, during sleep, the brain also works to consolidate other forms of memory, such as emotional and motor memories. When you are sleep-deprived, not only is your factual memory impaired, but your ability to form and strengthen emotional and motor memories is also affected. This can impact your ability to handle emotions, make decisions under pressure, or even perform everyday tasks with precision. While you may still be able to memorize some facts and superficial information after a sleepless night, the quality of learning and retention of information decreases drastically. Your brain also struggles more to make connections between new information and past experiences, making problem-solving and quick decision-making more difficult. To optimize learning and improve retention of information, ensuring a good night's sleep is essential. Regular sleep helps the brain consolidate and strengthen memories, making the learning process more effective and lasting. This is especially important for those studying for exams or trying to acquire new skills. Physical effects of sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation doesn't just affect the brain, it also has serious physical impacts. After a sleepless night, the body undergoes a series of adverse effects, such as an increase in heart rate, higher cortisol production, the stress hormone, and a decreased ability of the immune system to fight infections. These physical effects can make the body more vulnerable to illness and make recovery more difficult. Additionally, studies have shown that lack of sleep directly affects motor performance and coordination. When you are sleep-deprived, your motor skills become less accurate, increasing the risk of accidents. This is particularly dangerous in activities that require concentration, such as driving or operating machinery. Reflexes slow down, and the perception of time becomes distorted, making it harder to react to unforeseen situations. Sleep deprivation can also affect hormonal balance in the body, interfering with appetite regulation and metabolism. For example, lack of sleep can increase the production of ghrelin, the hormone responsible for hunger, while decreasing leptin, the hormone that signals satiety. This can lead to an increase in appetite, especially for foods high in carbohydrates and fats, which can contribute to weight gain. These physical effects are not limited to the short term. If sleep deprivation becomes a habit, the consequences can accumulate over time, affecting cardiovascular health, metabolism, and the immune system more permanently. The constant stress caused by lack of sleep can also exacerbate mental health problems, such as anxiety and depression. To ensure physical and mental health, it is crucial to adopt healthy sleep habits. This includes getting the necessary hours of sleep, typically between 7 and 9 hours per night, and avoiding exposure to bright lights or electronics before bed, which can interrupt the natural sleep cycle. The long-term impact of sleep deprivation. While one sleepless night may not have permanent effects, chronic sleep deprivation can have serious long-term consequences. Regularly sleeping less than 7 hours per night is associated with a range of health problems, such as diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, and even stroke. The body and brain need regular rest to stay healthy and function efficiently. Additionally, studies have shown that sleep deprivation is linked to an increased vulnerability to mental health disorders, including depression, anxiety, and other psychological issues. Lack of sleep affects emotional regulation, making it more difficult to handle stress and emotions in a healthy way. This can lead to cycles of insomnia, where the person becomes increasingly anxious and unable to fall asleep, further worsening mental health. The impact of sleep deprivation is also visible in academic and professional performance. People who do not get enough sleep have difficulty concentrating, solving problems, and making decisions. This can negatively affect performance in exams, work, and even social interactions, as lack of sleep impairs the ability to control emotions and communicate effectively. To ensure long-term good health, it is essential not only to prioritize sleep, but also to create a consistent rest routine. This includes maintaining regular sleep and wake times, minimizing exposure to external stimuli before bedtime, and adopting relaxing habits to help prepare the body for sleep. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Doing this, you help our channel to grow and reach more people.